Indeed, we are with a herd of buffalo, James, and you can see they are watching us and giving the eye that only a buffalo can. They have this look about them when they stare at you that you know all about who they are, and it's really quite intimidating when they do it and when the whole herd walks at you. It's an amazing feeling and one that is very, very special. Now, for those of you that have just joined us, my name is Tristan. It's very, very special to have you guys with us in Serengeti in Tanzania. It is amazing to be in this part of the world. It is fast becoming one of my favorite reserves in Africa, and I've been fortunate enough to go to many, many reserves in Africa, but this place is just so, so special. So, Ravinda, are there any animals or birds that are only found in Tanzania? Animal-wise, not that I'm aware of. I think there's pretty much everything that you get here, you probably get in most parts, well, in fact, in various parts of East Africa, so between the countries that border it. Birds, most definitely. There's quite a few different species in various parts of Tanzania that have very specialist birds. It's quite a long list, actually. So there are, but mammal-wise, I'm just trying to think if there are any. To my mind, I can't think of any, especially not in the Serengeti ecosystem. Pretty much all of the ones that occur here occur in other reserves across East Africa. Maybe the golden jackal, but they do occur in other parts as well. But that's about it. Right, now while we see where these buffalo are going to head and see if we can find anything on the fringe of this herd that might be hunting, it's the perfect time for cats. It sounds like Trishala down in South Africa has her leopard that is on the move at the moment.
Now my cat, we finally caught up with him again, and we're very lucky to be able to do that. And he is in full stalk mode. Can you see that he's low and he's ready to go? Now remember, my name is Trishala with Sebastian on camera, and we're very, very happy, of course, to be 100% live with you. How awesome is that? And this cat is on the move right now here in the Sabi Sand in South Africa. Let's move with him. Hosanna! Where did you go, my cat?
He's there.
Alright, wait. So it's very difficult, of course, to locate animals, especially in these thick bushes where it's not on the road. There he is, there he is. Let's just stop here and see what he's doing. He is a very, very curious leopard. And he looks like he's heading towards another pan. But first, he's going to pop out on top of that termite mound so that he can get a good view. Let's actually move a little bit further so that we can also get a good view of him on that termite mound. Thank you, Hosanna. You've been so good to us. There we go. There he is. Right on top there. Now he's at the top of it so he can get a really nice view of what's going on around him. Hello. He's an absolutely stunning cat. And you can see that the wind is bellowing. You can actually hear it. And that's what he is relying on. He's relying on the animals being a little bit skittish, being unsure. Beautiful cat. Now, you learned a little bit more about him earlier, and you can see why he's much loved. But while I tried to figure out, I was about to say he's going to go and do something else, but no, he's going to flop down. So while he does that, I'm going to sit with him, and let's actually have a look at him and his relationships with the other leopards in the area.
Hosanna is now almost 3. Although an accomplished hunter, he still has much to learn about life as a growing male leopard. A few months ago, his older sister, the new queen, Tundi, arrived at one of his kills and took advantage of his hard-earned meal. She helped herself, as the little chief contemplated from a distance. But lately, it seems he is beginning to understand that with his growth comes more authority. It is now Hosanna's turn to help himself. Tundi does her best to try and stop him from taking her food. But he is no longer submissive to his smaller sister. He now knows he is stronger than she is. She can no longer bluff with aggression. The tables have turned. Hosanna is finding the courage to face other scavengers as well. He is learning that when he stands his ground, he can be very intimidating. However, when faced with his father's nemesis, 6-year-old Hukumuri, Hosanna knows that he is not quite up to the fight just yet.
Jumbo Jumbo, and there's nothing as interesting as discussing or looking at leopards and looking at the prowess of climbing places. But now look what we have climbing on rocks there. Another one. We got 4 on top of that huge boulder that we would call a copy. How lovely is that? Ideally, people have always thought it's only leopards like what you're just watching there, Tundi and Hosanna, that climb, places, be it trees or rocks. But apparently, cheetahs, lions also do climb, as you can see there. Well, my name is David, and on camera with me is Bungay, and we're a bit late coming in the show because we have that very special sighting for all of you. I'm sure my friends have already said before, should you have any questions or comments, please send them through using hashtags Wild Wonderland and CGTN Wild. And I'm sure you all know we're coming to you live in this show of Wild Wonderland from the Maasai Mara. Apart from myself and Steve, I'm at a very different part of the Mara. And this particular pride of lions is called the Sausage Tree Pride. And they're called the Sausage Tree Pride because there's a particular type of tree in this particular area that they love climbing. They are all very good climbers. As you can see them on top of that huge rock that I would call a copy, as I said earlier. This pride consists of 5 females, and they got 10 cubs between them. And they got a pride male that is called the Oldonyo Pike. That's 2 males forming a coalition called the Oldonyo Pike. They had a kill. We cannot see the kill from where we are, but we'll try and go around and see if we'll be lucky to see the kill. We normally talk of the big 5 in Africa. You saw leopard earlier, elephants and lions, and now here there could be another member of the big 5 with James.
This is one of the most special things you can possibly see, and I'm so pleased that we've managed to bring it to you on CGTN's Wild Wonderland live show. This is the black rhinoceros. There are fewer than 2,500 of these left in the whole world. They are critically endangered. There are only 14 in this area. And it is an enormous privilege to be spending time with not 1, not 2, but 3 of these magnificent creatures. It's a cow on the left, a little calf on the right, and a bull on the far right, a little cow in the middle. Highly endangered and very well protected in this area of the Mara Triangle. Isn't that special? Now, the notches on their ears you'll be able to see are actually put there by human beings. They're put there so we can identify them all. Patty, you say tubby unicorns. Well, they're not actually unicorns. They've got 2 horns, one in the front and one at the back. But they are certainly very tubby. So you can see the notching there on the left front ear. Well, there's not a back ear, is there? You can see the notching on the left ear. All right, we're going to leave these fellows and we're going to go back to Trishala, who's got her cat now hunting.
Yes, he is, and he's silently waiting in some bushes nearby, but these impala have not yet noticed him. Impala are one of the favorites of the leopards around here. Yeah, lovely Seb, you're going to show us where he is? There he is. He's watching. Now remember, this is all live with CGT and Wild Wonderland show. All live. This is happening right now. Hosanna is looking at them right now. Carling, you'd like to know what the biggest prey Hosanna has caught is? I can't say for sure, but I do understand that he has had a nyala before, which is fairly big. He may have even taken a kudu, but not a fully grown one. Now, a kudu can be quite large, 250 kgs, maybe even somewhat more than that. And Hosanna is only about 65 kgs or so, perhaps a little bit bigger, because he is growing, as you saw. But leopards are famed for their ability to pull up prey that is much bigger than them up into a tree. And that's, of course, because of their muscular structure. He's in that bush. He's in that bush and he's trying to get some cover. Now, this particular block or area is sparsely covered in little guarri bushes. That's the bush you're seeing there in the front, on this left. And he's trying to look for cover, and he's actually so well camouflaged that even we can't spot him at this point. But the impala may have, but it appears not yet. Walking off, it's Hosanna's last chance. Okay, we're gonna sit tight with him. Hopefully he'll be able to give us a show. Anyway, let me send you back up to East Africa while I chill out here with Hosanna.
Thanks, Trishala. Good luck with Hosanna, the little chief. We're back here with us at the Mara, and we have got a huge herd of wildebeest massing on the other side of the Mara River. Now, there are only so many points along the river that we have access to quite close up to see what's going on. And here, it's a little bit dense. We can't. There's an access point behind called BBC Crossing, and hopefully they're going to shift that way, and maybe we get them on our own crossing the river. My name is Steve Falconbridge, again joined by Jean-Dre, and what a fantastic afternoon we are having. So we saw this from the distance. We saw the dust bellowing in from the distance, and we thought, let's go quickly have a look. So here we've got two marabou storks and a vulture. Looks like a Rupel's vulture there. Part of the cleanup crew. They've been busy today. They've all probably had a bath now, and now doing a bit of preening and cleaning after feeding on some rotten meat. Minamu, you want to know if there's any wildebeest who don't cross? Well, it happens that you find herds come up, they get a bit skittish, they turn around again, and it's very hard to know who does and who doesn't, because the herds just sort of become these massive mobs of wildebeest moving, and it's very hard to really know who's who. Whether there's some that eventually just don't cross, it's hard for me to tell you that, but it seems in these large herds, once the flow starts, like a little drip from a tap, it then starts to flow across the river, and there's certain things that turn them back. But eventually it seems as if all of them eventually get across. Well, anyway, back down towards the western side, David has been searching all afternoon for the sausage tree pride, his favorite pride of lions.
Well, that's correct, Steve, because if there are any animals that enjoy the bountiful coming of the wildebeest, are the predators of the Maasai Mara, including the lions, hyenas, leopards, cheetahs. Every predator, wild dogs, benefit from that migration of the wildebeest. I am very lucky because I have found one of my favorite pride of lions, and as I told you, we call it the sausage tree pride because we know our characters very well. We follow them almost on daily basis. And currently, we got 4 members of this pride on top of this copy. There's a youngster to the left there. As I said earlier, 5 females, and the first one got 2 cubs, which are about a year old, and we got another female that got 1 cub, about 10 months, and the female that got 4, and another got 3, making 10. Now, this particular pride have a wonderful information.
The rolling grasslands of the Mara Triangle are home to many prides of Africa's largest cat. This particular pride is easily recognized by the oldest female, who has a kink in her tail. This is the sausage tree pride. Kinky Tail and her pride of 7 were part of a larger pride of 13, but they split at the beginning of 2017. At the time, the 5 females had 2 young and inexperienced males with them. After the split, the smaller sausage tree pride shifted, looking to establish a new territory. But finding unoccupied land in the Mara is tricky. The pride found themselves in a very difficult position, trying to keep their 2 youngest members out of harm's way.
Now this is very, very exciting. Hosanna is on the hunt, fully stalk mode. He puts his belly close to the ground. He'll even go lower than that. Those impala are still close by. In fact, you can just see them over my head. Just excuse me there. There they are. This is very, very exciting. Now, of course, leopards need to eat because, he's actually quite close now. He is very close now. He's just tucked into those bushes. There you can see his rosettes. Oh, go Hosanna. Now the wind is in his favor at the moment. It's blowing towards him, so those impala haven't smelt him out yet. Can see them both. You can do it, boy. Now it's actually quite a young herd that he's looking at there. There's only really 1 large male. The others are quite tiny. RSS, you're saying he's getting closer? He certainly is getting closer, and I'm getting more and more excited by the minute. Alright, so he's moving around. Now this can be quite a laborious exercise. It takes him a long time. He needs to be patient. And that's, I can hear something. And the impalas haven't alarmed at him yet. Now, an alarm call is when an animal alerts the others around it that something is around. And the impalas haven't done that just yet, so he's still safe. This could still be a meal for him. Let's try and rush and catch up there. Hasana. I need to hang back just a little bit because we don't want to disrupt his hunt. Cheryl, you'd like to know, aren't the impala close enough? There he goes. For him to get one. Look at him using that vehicle.
Where is he?
Right there. Look at that tail wiggling. Now, he is close enough, but the thing is, it's kind of his strategy as a leopard to be an ambush predator, so he gets as close as he can. And at the moment, he's spoiled for choice. He gets as close as he can, about 10 to 15, even closer, sometimes 5 meters before he'll actually pounce onto his prey, or potential prey. And he's actually got a choice now of buffalo on our left that have also come and joined him. He's been curious about them for a little while. Oh, look at that. We've got a nyala as well. Oh, it's a kudu. No, it's a little nyala bull. He is spoiled for choice, so he's got an impala nearby, an nyala bull nearby, as well as some buffalo nearby. Look at that. Now these buffalo are way out of his league, but there are a few calves that he may be able to take. He's spoiled for choice. All is on the menu here in the Sabi Sand today for Hasana. Well, let's wait to see what he does and what he decides he'll pick. But in the meantime, let me send you up there to James.
This is by far the best black rhino sighting I've had in this area. There's been a little bit of a fight between the bull and the cow. I suspect the bull is not a mature bull, and I wonder if he's not perhaps a younger son of the big cow behind. Here's the little one, completely oblivious, and they're walking towards a herd of buffalo that's wallowing in this marshy area. I cannot tell you how amazing it is that we're sitting with these animals. They are so rare. There are 5 species of black rhino, all of them critically endangered, and I was wrong when I said that there are only 2,500 left. There are about 5,000 left, still critically endangered, however. Look at them. They're the buffalo now watching, and you can get an idea of their size from watching them walk towards the buffalo. A big buffalo weighs around 800 kilograms or so. A really big rhino bull weighs about 1,400 to 1,200 kilograms. So a small rhino bull and a very big buffalo bull, what you'll find is that they're almost identically sized. Alright, we're going to leave these endangered species and head back to South Africa, where Jamie Patterson has found more of the buffalo on foot.
I'm finishing off my day the way that it started first thing this morning with a herd of buffalo that unfortunately have just given us the slip and moved into some dense vegetation. And what a special day it's been for me, at least. I got to walk buffalo and elephants. It's not every day that you get to do that out here and spend time on foot. It's one of my favorite things to do because, of course, it is the most intimate way to experience one's surroundings. Sadly, though, the last of the buffalo stragglers has gone limping off down into the vegetation. So, while we bid our buffalo farewell, I don't know whether Trishala realizes it yet or not, but she's about to find herself with not only a leopard, but some buffalo as well.
Hasana is really well camouflaged. Look at that, and nothing has alarm called at him yet. So this really is the Hasana buffet for him. And he can have his pick. Now, what's really difficult about getting around you is, of course, you don't want to disrupt his hunt, and you really, really don't want to get in the way, because animals can be very clever, as you might know, and they can often see the vehicle, and they may assume or automatically alarm, thinking that there's a predator around. So we want to hang back and make sure that we don't disrupt him. Now, there's buffalo calling behind us and to the side of us, Nyala in front of us, Impala in front of us, and he is smack bang in the middle. There he goes, carefully and calculated. There he goes. Oh no, his head is back up. I really hope he'll get something, but like I said, this is a game of patience. It may take him 20 minutes, even an hour, before he actually gets something. Oh no, Asana, and he's gone behind that bush. Oh well, let me send you over to Steve so that he can say goodbye from us all, especially down from here in South Africa and up in East Africa.
Indeed, you are back with us in East Africa at the Mara River. The pod of hippos that, like the elephants, are not very excited that the wildebeest and zebra are around. But we've moved back a bit more to the BBC crossing. This is the very nice crossing point that we were hoping to get that really large herd of wildebeest moving through to cross over. You can see how much more open it is. But in the distance, we can just sort of make out the dust. They're all moving towards the sort of right, towards the south, towards Miti Moja, meaning one tree. And there's another crossing a little bit further down that we've been spending time at. And between here and there's no real visible crossing that we can witness. So as we sit here with the hippos, who are quite happy that this herd has decided to go a little bit further downstream, not to clog up their waterways, as well as they're clogging up with dust and dirt. Well, it has been a fantastic afternoon coming to you live from our 3 locations, Sabi Sands in South Africa, Serengeti in Tanzania, as well as here along the Mara River in Kenya, the Mara Triangle. The migration is on its way, and this is episode number 2. And what a cracker it's been, and we're very excited to show you 12 more. And we'll be coming to you live again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock East African time. Thank you for your questions and comments. Have a beautiful day further, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night and goodbye.